This is me, Walker Evans. I am a photographer who is most famous for my work during the Great Depression and on creating a new style of photography called documentary. I prefer to use simple style, but I'll get into more detail about that later.
Before I discovered my love for photography, I attended Williams College, hoping to become a painter or a writer. But I abandoned these hopes because I set expectations that I couldn't reach and put a lot of pressure on myself. When I became a photographer, I found that I had an extraordinary ability to see the present as if it were the past, which helped me a lot.
I was really influenced by my friend Lincoln Christian and his enthusiasm for painters such as Brady, Gander, and O'Sullivan. Later, I felt that my style evolved to become more similar to theirs.
I was approached by the government early on in my career and was asked to document small-town life and show how they were trying to improve the communities during the Great Depression. I didn't follow the given schedules and showed the essence of American life in a simple, ordinary view through my photos.
In September 1938, the Museum of Modern Art put my first pieces of work on display.
Between the years of 1938 and 1941, I was able to produce a remarkable series of portraits in New York City subway station. Unfortunately, they remained unpublished for 25 years until in 1966, Houghton Mifflin released Many Are Called, a book of 89 photos.
In 1946, I began teaching at Yale University. With the camera, it's all or nothing. You either get what you're after at once, or what you do has to be worth. I found scenery photos boring and wanted to capture photos with meaning. I think nature photos are downright boring for some reason. I think, oh yes, look at that sand dune. What of it? That's why I prefer to take photos outdoors, usually on the street. I usually take portraits, especially of those without luxury, in poverty, or with disadvantage.
My photos were puritanically economic, precisely measured, unemotional, and rich in expressive content. This style of mine came mainly from my background in painting and my poet's vision. My unique styles helped create a new style of photography called documentary. My style also involves generally dark photos to emphasize the darkness or brightness, depending on the photo, during the harsh times. I have also done several collections on double exposures and negative in subways and on the streets.
I'd like to talk about my photo here, truck and sign. Several men are shown here, moving a bright sign into a truck.
I placed the sign so that the man holding the sign and the trunk are both emphasized. Our eyes start at the man moving along the bright focus, the sign, towards the truck.
The most apparent element shown is the difference in values, which creates a strong emphasis. The value of the sign is much brighter than all the other parts of the photo and automatically makes itself the focus.
I also used the element of space to balance the photo. By placing the positive space across the middle, the negative space in the back, I created a framing for the focus. Also, the size of the sign used in the space and the large amount of space in the background help create the perfect framing.
This photograph has a high contrast of values. If you look at the photo, the sign damage is almost pure white, while the rest of the photo is quite dark.
The photo does not have a large difference in textures. Other than lights, bulbs in the sign and the rickety old truck, the photo has a pretty smooth texture. All the smooth texture, the areas are in the background, which is slightly blended, and there is also a clear focus on the truck and sign, which I created by using an f-stop of about 5.6.
The mood established in the photo is hopeful, calm, and content. The subject is the sign, an inanimated object that brings the photo to life, composing the mood and message of the photo.
The message is that no matter how dark life seems, there is always a hidden beauty. The sign is a symbol of goodness that can come out from a seemingly terrified world, and the truck covers it, showing that it may be difficult to find. This is really significant during the Great Depression.
This simple photo has a large message, like most of my other photos do. I hope the others will focus more on meaning behind the photographs than the beauty.
I have made a large contribution to the world of photography, and I hope to continue sharing my photos
Created using Powtoon.